Hi, welcome to Peat Sports. Sports brought to you by the fans, for the fans. I am Alden Canepa. Welcome to our inaugural episode. My co-host here, Dustin, and Big Robert over there. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, we're doing alright. First episode. It's time to get started.
Yeah, excited.
Alright, well, here at Peat Sports is Aldo. He is doing play-by-play, stats, and gameplay X's and O's. Dustin here is our analyst and our inside scoop into trades and training camps. And I will be doing fantasy baseball, football, and basketball when that season starts.
Yeah, and basically what 3Peat Sports is all about is we're bringing you all the sports, baseball, basketball, football. We got Olympics going on. Whatever's going on in this world of sports, we're going to bring that to you. We're fans. We're going to bring our fan opinions to you, and hope you guys enjoy it. So with that said, let's get right into it.
First topic, very good topic, is the baseball trade deadline, which is today, and the biggest move so far, Victorino to the Dodgers and Dempster to the Rangers.
Yeah.
Basically, Victorino went to the Dodgers for basically no one, a couple minor leaguers, and so did Dempster. Dempster went to the Rangers for 2 minor leaguers and nothing. How do you guys feel about that?
I really like the move for Shane Victorino. I mean, he's right in the middle of his career. He's aging. He's 31. His career is kind of at a standstill. He's a very good player. He's been one of the premier outfielders in the Phillies offense. A great hitter, great defensive guy. He's a multiple Golden Glove Award winner, and I think this really brings a lot of power, to the Dodgers hitting and to their outfield. When you look at that outfielder, you got Matt Kemp, who's one of the best players in the game. You got Andre Ethier, and now Victorino. That's a great outfield. That's one of the best, if not the best, in baseball, arguably.
Definitely.
So I think that's a great move.
Definitely.
That's a great move.
That outfield is going to be complete, set with not only a great defense in its own, but also a great hitting rotation with Victorino. Hopefully can come out of his Philadelphia slump and get into that hitting motion that Kemp and Ethier, and definitely with the inspiration of Kemp and Ethier to play. I mean, that's definitely going to bring his thing up. And also, fantasy. Victorino, you know, he's been slumping lately. Are you going to keep him on your squad now that he's in the Dodgers, or are you still going to keep him bench? Are you going to start him, or are you going to bench him?
I'd keep him on my team, but week to week I would see who the Dodgers will be playing against pitcher-wise. Might keep him in the starting rotation, but it depends. It just depends on the matchup and the pitchers.
Definitely. Dempster to the Rangers. How do you feel about that? Supposedly it's an answer for the Angels getting Greinke.
Yeah.
How do you feel Dempster's going to do with the Rangers?
Yeah, those are the top 2 teams in the AL West right now.
Easily.
And them getting Dempster is huge. It's huge for them, and it's gonna spark up a late season rivalry between the Angels and the Rangers. It's gonna be pretty good. It's exciting.
Definitely. Yeah. What about fantasy? We talking here, Dempster? Are you starting him as your pitcher?
Definitely.
You did. All right. That's a good first topic going into it. Let's get into our second topic, which is football. Training camp news. There's a lot going on today in training camp. The biggest thing right now: Tebow versus Sanchez. How is this going down? Who are you gonna pick? Are you picking Tebow? Are you picking Sanchez? And why?
Well, opening day, when it comes time, opening game, Sanchez is no doubt the starter. Definitely. Now, the big question is Tebow is brought in, Tebow mania is surrounding him. It's not just him, but the whole media that surrounds him. Everyone loves themselves some Tim Tebow. So then the fans obviously are going to play into that. We have Rex Ryan, the Jets head coach, who loves to play into the fans. So when if Mark Sanchez starts playing like he has the past couple years, starts throwing some messy turnovers late in games, and those fans are booing and shouting Tebow, well, personally, I see Tebow taking over midway through the season, because I can just see that happening. Whether it will or not, I guess we'll have to see. But
yeah, I like Sanchez. I think Sanchez is the guy in the Jets right now, but I think Tebow eventually, like he said, will get the fan vote. Obviously, he already has ever since he got on the Jets. But Sanchez, quarterback wise, is the better quarterback.
So are you drafting Tebow or are you drafting Sanchez?
Between the 2, I would draft Sanchez, of course. Just for the reason.
Fantasy numbers.
Yeah,
fantasy numbers definitely. All right, let's talk about the Mannings. Eli versus Peyton. Peyton's coming back to the Broncos. John Elway that's his favorite son right now is Peyton Manning, and Eli, is he going to resurge the way he did last season, or is Peyton going to be resurged the way? Who do you think is going to have a better season, I should ask? Peyton or Eli?
Eli.
That's a good question.
Eli will have the better season just because he's coming off of a great run. He might have the post Super Bowl slump that a lot of guys have. Aaron Rodgers kind of stayed the same, except they had a great season, but obviously when playoffs came, they didn't finish it.
What about our good analyst over here? What do you think?
Well, when you compare the two guys, what are they coming off of on the previous seasons? You have Eli Manning coming off the pinnacle Super Bowl victory. You have Peyton Manning didn't play a game, coming off multiple neck surgeries, and that's a pretty big question mark. How is he? He's in a new offense and he hasn't played for a year. There's going to be some rust. Yeah. Hopefully, he shakes it off in training camp preseason. But he's working with receivers he's never played with before, and he's been in the NFL for quite some time. He's adjusting to a whole new offense.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I see Eli Manning having a better year. I think the Broncos are going to do good. I mean, you can't argue against Peyton Manning, one of the best of all time. But that's a big question.
He makes no-name receivers look like
exactly. I mean, look at Pierre Garçon. Pierre Garçon,
Austin Collie.
Yeah.
All
right. Fantasy. Eli, Peyton, who are you drafting, and who are you starting?
I take Eli, definitely, just because
it's Eli.
He's in his prime. Peyton Manning coming off of a season where he didn't even play due to the neck injury, but I take Peyton if he gets his things through midway through the season,
definitely,
and his receivers are doing what they're supposed to do, even though they're not top tier. They still can. They have Peyton Manning,
like you said,
but in the draft, if fantasy day in the draft, I will take Eli.
Definitely, that's a good philosophy. And I agree with you completely. Now, moving on to a total, let's go to the East here. Let's go to Florida and Jacksonville. Jacksonville Jaguars, MJD and Justin Blackmon still have yet to sign two prime players that not only will make that offense work, but will provide wins for the Jacksonville. Yeah. How do you feel that MJD's holding out and Justin Blackmon still doesn't have a contract?
Well, that's a huge problem. If I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, I am very concerned at the moment because not only are they make it work, they are the life of that offense. Yeah. Because you have a guy who was a rookie last year in Blaine Gabbert who struggled, and he's still getting the ropes of the NFL, and you're bringing in one of the top tier receivers out of college who's expected to do big things, and he's the last guy who hasn't signed out of the rookies. And MJD led the league in rushing yards last year, quietly because of the poor team he played with, but the guy is a monster. He's going to put up great numbers, fantasy and on the field. You need to sign him.
He deserves a big contract.
He deserves it, definitely. Yeah. He is your prime offensive guy. He goes through every play. Not only is he great for the play action, he has hands and he can run. And he's proven he can run.
And he can block. Definitely.
And that little locomotive is the heart of that offense. And without him, they're not going to do anything. Fantasy wise, though, how big is the blow for MJD not being might not even be on the draft list for your fantasy users?
If he gets that contract, which he will, because
it's a matter of time.
Jacksonville's plain stupid if they don't.
Yeah, definitely.
But I would draft him, even though the team isn't successful record-wise. He's still a great player.
Well, what about his motivation? If they've taken him so long to get this contract, do you think that his motivation, like the Dodgers last season? The Dodgers last season had no motivation. That's why they didn't really play well. Yeah, but MJD, who he's your number, he's the number one player.
Yeah, but he's not that kind of player. He plays football because he loves the sport. So he's gonna go 110% no matter what.
Yeah.
The team may not want to give him this huge contract right now, but there's always negotiation.
Definitely.
And once he gets it, he's gonna go off. He's gonna be the player he was last year. He's just gonna go off.
Definitely.
One thing to take note of though, it's been reported that MJD hasn't even met the new coach, Mike Mularkey. That's huge. If you're trying to reach an agreement of a contract extension, you would want him to meet the new staff. That's kind of a big thing.
Yeah. Well, let's go away from football now. Let's go to basketball. Basketball is they just come off the championship. It's Olympic basketball and all the off-season trades and movements. Let's start with the Lakers. The Lakers have made some great changes to their team, bringing in Steve Nash, a great point guard, Antoine Jamison, re-signed Jordan Hill, Pau Gasol staying, Kobe staying for a couple more seasons.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see the Lakers ending up this season?
I see them making a huge run for the title. They're not building for the future right now. They're wanting it right now. They want Kobe to get his 6th ring so they can make those Michael Jordan comparisons, which we can already make. But he's going for number 6. He's going for it now. This is the time. They finally brought in a premier point guard, 2-time All-Star, I mean, 2-time MVP, multiple-time All-Star. I mean, he's getting old. He's going to be 39 this season, but the guy still he plays like he's 29, so I don't mind that at all. I mean, yeah, his defense is questionable, but so was that of Derek Fisher, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, they're definitely in a run for the title.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And speaking of Steve Nash, in a fantasy perspective, are you going to draft Steve Nash first round, or are you going to wait for that second or third round pick? As far as a point guard perspective,
I'd wait a few rounds just from the point guard perspective.
Now, say all the premier point guards like Rondo and Rose and all those guys are out. I mean, would you start a Nash over, like, say, like a point guard like Chris Paul? Would you start Nash over Paul?
I wouldn't start Nash over Paul, but I would use Nash as a secondary.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a guy who, if Paul is playing down a little bit early in the year or so, throw him in.
Who would you start Nash over, though, in a perspective?
That's a little tough. Nash, it depends on how he performs.
Definitely.
If he shows up in the year and he performs like he did, every year, he could. We don't know. He could slump.
Yeah.
And there's always a chance of that, but he's great.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about Steve Nash and coming to Lakers is the fact that offense is going to be booming because you're giving the Lakers what they desperately needed, which is a pick and roll offense. Yeah. That pick and roll offense is going to be beautiful not only for Kobe but for Steve Nash.
They're going to be able to keep up with the Thunder now.
Oh, definitely.
Because you could see the difference.
Yeah.
In the playoffs between the speeds of both teams, and now they're going to be able to have that.
Yeah,
and it's going to be great.
And I think the big thing that Steve Nash brings to the table is the ability to take the load off of Kobe and put it more on the bigs, on Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, where it should be. Kobe's getting older; he's 33, going on 34, and so that's going to be huge. Steve Nash is going to dish the rock. He's going to give it to a little bit of everyone. Everyone's going to get some love. He's going to pass it to the perimeter. You've got Antoine Jameson coming off the bench. He's going to pass it inside to Gasol, to Bynum for some dunks. It'll be good. He's not gonna be his 2005 self where he's gonna be raining down threes. I still expect him to hit some threes, but he's gonna be passing it around, coming off the pick and roll. It's gonna be good. I like it.
All right. And with that, guys, I think we're going to conclude today's episode. I mean, this was a good experience for us.
Good first episode.
I mean, thank you guys for watching.
First of many.
First of many episodes. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at the3PS. Also, be sure to follow us our individual Twitters, Big Rob 58 over there, official DChap, and boom goes the Aldo. Be sure to like our Facebook. Be sure to hit the like button,
subscribe.
comment.